Hello.
Hello everyone. Let
Hi.
us wait for a minute, all the participants to join. Okay, let me keep the session for recording. I think yeah, yes, got it. So, well, hello everyone. Very warm welcome. So, myself, Dr. Ravi Kumar, I'm the session chair for the day. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome all. So, let me just talk about the organization quickly, and then we'll go ahead with today's session. So, yeah, uh, talking about Institute of Research and Journal Forum, IRF Research Forum is a Dubai-based international organization based out of Dubai, and organization is a decade-old organization conducting conferences across the globe across the globe, and in the field of science, technology, management, humanities. The organization is conducting the conferences. So uh, Research Era is one of the co-partner here with with our organization of Institute of Research and Journal Forum, and also with respect to the journals, till now they have around 8 international journals which are Google indexed with a good impact factor, and also all these 8 journals are in the field of science, technology, management, humanities, and more than a lakh of paper have been published till now, and more than 3 to 4 lakhs people have been associated with us in this conference sessions in presentations, right? So basically, an interdisciplinary conference which has been held like across the globe, participants present here for us, and then have a good exchange of knowledge between us. So with this, without wasting much time, I would like to go ahead and we'll start up the presentation session for the day, right? And as we have, 20 participants, right, for the day, what we will do is we can just try to restrict the time, and we can have any question and answer session or any queries. If any participants would like to ask, we can keep those things at last, or we can do one thing, we can enable the chat room, and the participants can ask their queries in the chat box. So, and also, networking is all about if we, want to hear, right, in nowadays, with respect to research, it's better we can network ourselves, understand more, and then see what's happening in about research across the globe and collaborate. Right. So this is a good platform. We can request participants also to share their and contribute towards other participants by sharing their email address, collaborate, and come with joint papers further. Right, without wasting much time, I will go ahead and call upon today's first paper for the day. That is, hope the first participant is there. Let me read out his name. A paper titled Organometallic Photothermal Material Based Interfacial Solar Streaming Generating Device for Seawater Desalination. Do we have them present?
Yeah, I'm ready now. So how can
Yeah.
I share?
Yes, yes. Can you share the screen?
Yeah, do I need to press to share? Oh yeah, I saw it. Can you see now?
Yes, we can see now. Yes.
Yeah. Today I'm going to talk about the topic is photothermal material used for interfacial solar steam generating devices. So short form is ISSG. Yeah. So the background was nearly 4 billion of people around the world facing some form of water shortage. at least once annually, and around 22.2 billion people lacking access to safe drinking water. Water is plentiful, but sometimes they are like country living nearby the seawater is not drinkable, and some water is highly polluted, it's not drinkable. So conventional seawater desalinated system and wastewater purification system requires heavy investment. So only the developed country will be able to afford a large system for most of people. So this facility is expensive infrastructure, and the operational and maintenance cost is also very expensive compared to the technology we're going to talk about. So when we compare the cost, as you can see, that was the sort of cost, yeah. For surface water treatment plant, for groundwater well drilling, and also one of the currently used technologies called reverse osmosis desalination technology. Basically, what they're doing is that they put a pressure to the membrane so that it squeeze the drinking water out of the seawater. So this is a very expensive method. And some of the thing people might not know is this membrane need to change regularly, and also even though you don't change it, you have to using clean water to clean it before you can reuse. Energy consumption, you're talking about around 0.2 to 0.7 kilowatt per hour per meter cube. That sort of energy consumption. So that's why we are interested in this technology. ISSG is purely driven by solar energy. Water purification system can be constructed using a low-cost material, and also normally is electricity independent in nature. It has the potential to be used to decentralize the water purification and the storage system for emergency water supplies in the city as well. So the system has a great potential in the third world country like Africa and some part in Asia, Southeast Asia. So here is some of the work we have done previously. As you can see from this photothermal material, they are actually it's some kind of form that is serve as a solar absorber surface. They absorb a broad range of light spectrum. So that's why majority of them look like black color. They absorb all the light, yeah, including infrared as well. Then convert this light into heat energy in a very localized position. What does it mean by localized heat? That means we actually absorb all the light in a very thin surface on the top layer. So all the heat energy are actually contained in the top layer, so that the energy will be efficiently used to evaporate the water on the top surface to produce vapor. So this material usually is a porous structure because they're using a capillary effect to continue draw the water from the bottom level to upper level. And because the localized heat nature, the heat cannot easily transmit to the lower part and heat up the bulk water. Here is some of our previous work done before in 2017. It is some kind of solar absorber. We put the MB, some kind of dye, to simulate the polluted water. It serves as a distillation process. So after the distillation, you see a clean water you can produce from the right side. So LSSG is high efficient in a way that you can easily convert the solar energy to, hello? Hello, can you still hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
can hear.
Okay,
Yes,
that's fine.
carry on, sir. I'm
Okay, that's
listening.
okay, fine. We suddenly it rang. I thought it was some failure. Okay, the solar evaporator is the mostly important in the system. This is considered as a core technology. So a good solar evaporator will absorb heat efficiently and then convert this heat energy, the light energy to heat energy, and locally heat up the material, the water on the top surface. So the absorber sometimes employ different kind of material to enhance heat absorption, like plasmonic nanodot, semiconductor materials, some carbon black material. So they will all able to enhance the capability of absorbing broad spectrum and also the photothermal conversion. So here's some kind of explanation actually how the light are being absorbed through the so-called plasmonic effects. So you have light being absorbed and then have a lattice relaxation to convert them into heat energy. So this is sort of like the photo and thermal conversion mechanisms. So imagine that if you have a light a broad spectrum broad light absorption material, then we can absorb. That means they have many different energy level. They can absorb a broad range of solar energy to heat up the water. So I'm going to introduce some kind of organometallic material, how we can actually use them to make the saturable absorber. So basically, we are using some kind of ultrasonic technique. This is a low-cost technique to disperse the organometallic material. Then we put them into a structure. PU will be the structure frame, some kind of drying process, so that the organic metallic material can be completely attached on the top surface. Here is the final product we produce is sort of like black color, right? As you can see from this picture, this is before and after coating. We can actually coating them into some kind of a spongy material as well, because some spongy material have a small micron channel to allow water being transmitted through this material. So here is some kind of micron material observed under microscope. So structure is quite small, yeah. So here is about 200 micron kind of structure, as you can see from here. So here is our result with the organometallic material coated on the top surface. We actually do a few different control experiment. PU, only PU, and only water. When we compare with a coating, you see that it's actually better than the other. Here is our result on presented in the figure B. When increase the time for illumination, you see the mass change. We actually put the whole system on the scale, so the water being evaporate will make it lighter. So from this data, we can quantify how much water can be evaporate out of the system. So we have used seawater, synthetic seawater, to do the trial. So after we have done the experiment, we collect the water, we're trying to put them into test to analyze. So how much Na and K, this is the mineral, you can get it from seawater, right? So we actually found that our system after distillation is actually safe to drink. Actually, with iron concentration below the WHO standard. So by using this OMPU material as a solar evaporator, we first go to demonstrate very good efficiency with around seawater evaporation efficiency around 83% under one sun. So in some of the Asian country, you can have a solar intensity higher than 1 sun, 2, 3 sun, like in Bangladesh. So that's why the performance will be even better with a hot country. So the distilled water resulting from the system have very low concentration of iron, which is clearly see that the potential to be used for solar desalination system. Okay, this is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.
You see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Today I'm gonna talk about the optimizing IT services delivery with AI-powered digital marketing analytics. And you can see the screen. Just a second. This presentation explores the findings of a research paper examining the impact of AI-driven analytics on IT services delivery. And the research conducted by a team of experts delves into how AI transforms IT services from receive to proactive, enhancing client satisfaction and operational efficiencies. And you can see understanding client needs for enhanced support solutions. And the paper investigate how AI powered digital marketing analytics revolutionizes IT services delivery. By leveraging data insight, AI enables proactive problem solving and personalized support, ultimately improving client satisfaction and operational efficiency. And the research objectives. The research aims to examine the impact of AI driven analytics on optimizing IT services and to understand client needs for improved support solutions. And this research seeks to provide valuable insights for IT services provider who looking to leverage AI for enhanced services delivery. And the next is methodology and how a data-driven approach works. There is like quantitative research design. The research employed a quantitative approach utilizing surveys and interviews with IT services manager and data analytics from 150 IT firms across various industries, including finance, healthcare, and e-commerce. And the next is data sources. The research utilized both primary and secondary data sources. Primary data was collected through surveys and interviews, while secondary data include industries reports and client behavior database. And the next is the techniques. The research employed a range of techniques, including satisfactory tools like SPSS 27.0, predictive modeling using decision trees and random forest and case studies for practical insights. And the next is the findings and insights transforming IT services delivery. The 21% reduced response times. AI reduced servers response times by 21%, enabling faster resolution of client issues and improving overall service efficiency. And 25% increased satisfaction. Client satisfaction increased by 25% due to the proactive and personalized support enabled by AI-driven analytics. And 92% predictive accuracy. Predictive models achieved 92% accuracy in anticipating client needs, allowing for proactive problem solving and improved services delivery. And 40% automation impact. Automation cut manual intervention in ticket resolution by 40%, freeing up IT staff to focus on more complex tasks and improving overall efficiency. And the next is recommendations and future directions, embracing AI for enhanced IT services. Invest in AI tools for predictive maintenance and personalized services to enhance service efficiency and client satisfaction. And the second, data privacy. Data privacy implements robust data privacy and ethical frameworks such as GDPR compliance to ensure responsible AI adoption. And the third is upskill workforce. Upskill the workforce to effectively integrate AI into IT service delivery, ensuring seamless adoption and maximizing benefits. And that's it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for your wonderful presentation. Please share your email address out there in the chat box and your email, along with your credentials, like which university you belong to and email ID and your field of interest so people can mail and work together with you. Thank you.
So today we're going to talk about AI-driven business intelligence in retail. We're going to understand how AI-driven BI tools unlock actionable insights from customer data. We're going to measure AI impact on sales growth, inventory management, and customer retention. We're going to be also talking about exploring future challenges and opportunities in AI. I'm going to move towards the next slide of the presentation, which is research methodologies. We're going to see how converting the customer data into actionable insights. That's what we covered in this one in research paper. We talk about driving growth, how measuring the impact of AI on sales, making sure the customer is retained, and we're going to focus on the third part, which is the navigation. Just a second. Yeah. So, how are we going to identify the challenges and opportunities for AI adoption in retail? I'm going to move towards the methodology that's been used in this research paper so we can have a better understanding of the research paper. So, our research combines both quantitative analysis and real world case studies. We sourced data from peer reviews, which were about 5 to 10 years old past reports. And we had made sure that we consider the retail datasets from Kaggle and UCIs as well. We covered techniques including the machine learning models like linear regression, RNNs, decision trees, and tools like Tableau and Power BI for visualization and predictive analysis. These were the three methodology that were adopted for this research paper. I'm going to move towards the next slide, which is the key findings and insights. So, here are the few of the highlights, the biggest numbers that you can see on the screen. So AI improves inventory accuracy by 30 to 50%. We have a dynamic pricing with AI, which led to 5 to 10% increase in profit margins. We also noticed that customer segments using AI boost engagement by 15 to 25%. And lastly, but not the least, we have the personalized marketing enhances customer loyalty by 20%. Now, there were a few of the recommendations that I want to cover in this research paper that I'm going to share with the audience too. So, retailers should adopt AI tools for dynamic pricing, segmentation, and predictive analytics. Second, investing in employees training is critical for seamless AI integration. Third, implementation data privacy frameworks like GDPR compliance is essential to build trust with customers. These are three of the future recommendations that has been shared in the search paper. The paper is very detailed. I'm pretty sure I was able to cover in just a couple of slides all the essence of it. I'm pretty sure if you go in depth of the paper, you're going to learn more about it. These were just for the audience intake for now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very nice topic indeed, which you have covered, sir. Participants, if they have any queries, they can get in touch with Junaid and share your details out there in the chat box. If in case the participants want to collaborate and work together, they can do so. Thank you.
Got it. Hello, I'm Dr. Kayla Ackland, and I will be talking with you guys about a study around perinatal mental health and wellness. So for this study, it's kind of born out of concerns for women and their mental health and well-being during pregnancy and postpartum. This study was conducted in the United States, so just kind of keep that in mind that we're kind of talking about the healthcare system within the US. Here in the United States, there's a high spend on perinatal healthcare, but we rank very poorly in outcomes, especially mental health and wellness. Here, there is a societal undervaluing of postpartum needs and inadequate emotional support that contribute to dissatisfaction among mothers. Untreated perinatal mental illnesses do affect moms, their families, and their children through issues in attachment and things like that. Issues regarding perinatal mental health typically emerge during pregnancy or a year postpartum. So in this study, we're looking to clarify the concept of perinatal mental wellness and explore how it's sustained throughout the perinatal period and identify effective strategies to enhance it. So there are 3 key questions. The first is, how do mothers define perinatal mental wellness? What aspects of maternity care contribute to supporting mental wellness? And what changes do mothers recommend to better address their mental health needs? So the methodology for this study is based on evolved grounded theory by Strauss and Corbin. This is a qualitative study. So there were several sampling methods used. Once a sample was gathered, there were online interviews that were recorded, transcribed, analyzed using a semi-structured protocol and a constant comparative method to identify themes and develop a grounded theory. You can see in figure 1 the analysis procedures. With qualitative research, we're looking at some different criteria as opposed to quantitative research. And those things are credibility, dependability, confirmability, and transferability. These things were emphasized to ensure rigor. I used member checking to validate findings and created an audit trail with detailed documentation, including contextual details, participant demographics, just to make sure that the study is rigorous and valid. So with this study, there were 33 codes and 15 themes, which through the analysis process were refined into 4 main categories. Those are perinatal mental wellness, factors supporting wellness, factors undermining wellness, and systemic change. In this study, perinatal mental wellness was defined as mental readiness for birth and postpartum changes. That's emphasizing regular discussions with healthcare providers. In this study, participants noted a lack of mental health care during the perinatal period and desired more preparation and follow-ups. A couple factors supporting perinatal mental wellness did emerge from this study. And those were multidimensional support, attentive healthcare providers, counseling and support groups, and informational classes. With multidimensional support, that looked like support from partners, family, friends, and healthcare providers. Attentive healthcare providers, and some characteristics included empathy, active listening, and personalized care. Counseling and support groups, that included professional and community support, and that helps to normalize their experiences. And then informational classes is just education on newborn care, labor, and postpartum preparation. Some factors undermining mental wellness also emerged. The first was a lack of follow-up, so insufficient check-ins, postpartum, especially around mental health, poor communication, neglected patient concerns, and inadequate mental health guidance, a lack of information, just limited education on physical and mental changes, work-related stressors, employer expectations causing stress during and after pregnancy. The systemic change factors that emerged from the study include increased education to help create comprehensive preparation for perinatal realities, mental health counseling, embedding counseling into the standard of perinatal care, enhanced communication, frequent and deeper mental health discussions, thorough screenings, regular mental health check-ins, and follow-ups. So the findings here highlight the need for integrated care, systemic support, and proactive strategies to promote perinatal mental wellness, addressing both barriers and protective factors. This is the model that emerged from this study. At the top, you see factors supporting perinatal mental wellness. That was that first group of themes that came out. That was the multidimensional support, attentive healthcare provider, counseling and support groups, and informational classes. These are all things that exist in some capacity in the healthcare system in the United States, but the participants also highlighted that it wasn't consistent and not everybody had those experiences. The systemic change strategies is that second block. And you can see they kind of match up with those existing factors. So yes, there's some multidimensional support, but if we increase communication regarding mental health, then we're working more toward mental wellness and primary prevention. Attentive healthcare providers, they exist, but including mental health check-ins with screening tools, again, move more toward the mental wellness. Attending counseling and support groups, women were able to do that. Access was an issue for many of them. Some of our participants discussed having to try and cope with postpartum anxiety for about 4 months before ever getting any real mental health care. So that change strategy would look like including mental health counseling in the standard of care. And then informational classes. Some women attended them and some did not. But through some systemic change strategies, we could increase education regarding pregnancy, birth, and postpartum. And that also kind of lends to that mental health counseling included in the standard of care. So standard of care could improve to include mental health counseling in that educational piece to work toward promoting perinatal mental wellness and primary prevention. The big recommendations out of those systemic change factors include mental health counseling and perinatal care protocols, implement comprehensive mental health screening. So we're going over and beyond postpartum depression. There is also postpartum anxiety, perinatal bipolar disorder, postpartum psychosis, and other pretty severe mental health issues that come up that are not screened for right now. Increase maternal education on pregnancy and postpartum realities. I don't know what happens globally, but here in the US, we tend to sugarcoat things and talk about the joys of pregnancy and motherhood and not really the reality of it, that it can be very painful, it can be very extreme. Some things that happen in the body can be very, very extreme and surprising if you're not aware of what's going to be happening. And then the last one is establish culturally sensitive holistic care approaches. So benefits here would be improved maternal and child outcomes, reduce stigma related to perinatal mental health, and better accessibility to mental health services, stronger family bonds and community support. It's very important for mother-infant bonding and attachment. And then for future research, it would be helpful to expand the study to include diverse demographics and cultural context. Again, right now, this study was conducted in the US in the context of the healthcare system that we have here. Conclusion, systemic change in the perinatal healthcare system is going to be very important for promoting maternal mental wellness and also engaging in some primary prevention. We have a big issue here in the US right now with postpartum depression and anxiety, and some changes like this would be very helpful strategy. Call to action, it's going to be important to engage policymakers and healthcare providers in adopting these changes. And here are references. Thank y'all.
Can I ask some questions?
Sure.
Yes.
Hello, congratulations on your presentation. I would like some questions as a mother researcher from Europe.
Yes.
It's a very interesting topic. It's a topic that it's not actually addressed, that when we are pregnant and we birth kids, we are not the same persons. We can't work same hours. We can't. Do you have research or on how the working conditions are um, in US concerning these issues that you address? Because we mostly talk about all these issues that we experience during pregnancy and when we have birth as feelings and experiences, and how all this expressed in the working environment, that we are actually called to work, to go back to work 30 days after birth or within pregnancy, that we are not same people, that we might
No.
not feel well, but we are not actually allowed to work from home. And how these things, have you researched all these issues?
So the study was a qualitative study and it was a grounded theory-based model. So what I did was I interviewed 10 different women from across the United States and asked them 3 questions. They're very pointed questions. And then from there, continued to ask them questions and just discuss their personal experiences. And so through that, I ended up with a lot more data than I was expecting.
Okay, that they are
Pages
not
and
actually
pages.
prepared.
Say that again.
I think that we are as women, we are not actually prepared for what's going to happen to our bodies, to our life. Is that correct?
Yes, a lot of the women shared those concerns, and they shared some good things too. But the biggest thing they shared was that mental health was not something that was discussed for them. And so then postpartum, the coping with everything that happened just became very difficult because they didn't know a lot of the details of things that would happen to their bodies and what was included in breastfeeding and all of those types of concerns.
Okay, very interesting work.
Thank you.
Thank you. We can connect. You can still connect offline. You can share the email address, ma'am. We can take up the queries or
Okay.
any participants if they have the next in the chat box. I would now go ahead and call upon Junaid to present the paper titled Role of AI in Digital Marketing Analytics.
Hi, thank you so much. Actually, I and the author of the paper has worked together on this one as well, but he has finding some difficulty to connect. So he asked me to present the presentation. So I'm gonna share all the details with you guys. The presentation is gonna be like simple, like I presented for my own paper as well. I'm gonna be pretty much concise with this one as well for the audience to understand in just a couple of slides what it is all about and how you can learn about more about digital from this paper as well. So in this research paper, we'll explore how AI is shaping digital marketing analytics, particularly in IT service-based businesses, and its potential to revolutionize customer segmentation and personalization. I'm going to also mention it that the presentation aims to provide actionable insights for marketers and decision makers. So it's going to be a pretty much different domains. Like the other audience has shared their own side of the segments. I'm going to share with this one as well. So I'll move toward the next slide, which is for the research methods that has been adopted in this one. So as you know, AI is redefining digital marketings in IT services by enabling precision in customer segmentation, crafting, and highly personalized strategies. Our study was addressing the gaps in AI adoption and explores its potential for innovation and operational efficiency. I want to want to tell you here as well that we wanted to evaluate how AI improves customer segmentations, We want to examine its role in personalization strategies for enhancing client satisfaction and retention. And we wanted to know as well that what offers actionable recommendations we can provide for the audience to implement AI in IT service marketing. I'm going to move towards the next slide, which is the methodology to understand the research paper as well. So, our research combines both quantitative and qualitative approaches. We surveyed around 120 marketing professionals and conducted 15 executive interviews as well. We had got the data sources, including from peer-reviewed journals, case studies, and industry reports. We also analyzes how tools like CPSS for statistical methods and predictive modeling for the deeper insights, thematic analysis we use to interpret qualitative data. So there was a very in-depth detail that work has been done for adopting this methodology and getting the data to present to you. The next one, which is the key findings from this research paper. So we were able to identify that the AI-driven customer segmentation increases precision by 35%. We were also able to find out that personalized marketing strategies enabled by AI enhanced client retention by 20% and engagement by 40%. We were also being able to identify that the predictive analysis has improved customer lifetime value, which is called the CLV, by 30%. And last but not the least, the AI chatbots and NLP tools reduce response time by 25% to 40%. So there were great insights that we able to grasp for it. And just one more to be added here, that hyper personalization not only boosts ROI but also strengthens customer satisfaction. And ethical AI practices and data governance are critical for sustainable success. So I'll move to the next slide, which is the recommendation that is very much needed. So we recommended that the integration of AI tools for real-time segmentation and hyper-personalization is needed. We need to make sure that compliance with data privacy regulations such as GDPR to maintain customer trust, which is very keen in this part of this the challenges we are facing at the time. We also recommended that invest in upskilling your team to effectively manage and deploy AI-based solutions. And I'm going to share with the forward-looking approach that the AI is not just a tool, but a strategic advantage in digital marketing analytics. AI has proven to be a game changer in IT services-based digital marketing, offer precision, personalization, and scalability. And the future of marketing in AI driven is ready to be embraced. And I'm happy to share any question if you have any in the chat box. I'm will be able to help you out with all of them. Thank you.
Thank you, Junaid. In the interest of time, we'll connect offline. A good
Yep.
research work indeed. Thank you.
I'm going to talk about actually I'm going to talk about olive oil and olive oil fraud. This is a research project that involves a cooperation of institutions as the National Center of Scientific Research, a chemistry department, food company. The project is named Zidoron and is funded by the European Union. These are actually the co-authors, researchers from the National Center of Scientific Research, Pharmacy Department, a large corporation. Samples of olive oils from various locations in Greece. The study site is Greece. From Halkidiki, southern and central Greece, as well as from the Peloponnese and the Ionian Islands, were analyzed for isotopic ratios of carbon-13 and oxygen-18 to detect potential fraud. The examination of carbon and oxygen isotopes and oxygen in olive can determine the authenticity of olive oil and the potential impurities with other oils. Based on carbon-13 and oxygen-18 values, all studied samples were separated into groups. The analysis of carbon isotope in olive oils verifies their authenticity and detect any potential adulteration with other oils, similar to what has been observed in the case of wine. By measuring the oxygen isotope, the geographical origin of raw materials of the olive oil can be identified, as this reflects the water of the respective area which entered the plant. For this purpose, dozens of olive oil samples from various varieties of Greece were analyzed using stable isotopes. The olive cultivation areas were selected based on their climatic characteristics and their geographical characteristics. To access the authenticity of the declared geographical origin and to compare paleoclimatic conditions and agricultural practices, we analyzed the concentration of trace elements in olive oil. Indeed, frauds can have a significant impact on customer health, confidence in the project, and consequently a final consumption behavior, causing significant economic loss. For these reasons, European legislation provides rules on marketing standards for olive oils and states the mandatory nature of origin labeling. The methodology that we selected to approach this issue of olive oil fraud is to compare different locations and see the results, detect them from the tracers of carbon-13 and oxygen-18, produce statistical graphs, and then see what is actually going on olive oil fraud. The analytical techniques that we used is the stable isotope analysis. The department that I work, it's the National Center of Scientific Research, Stable Isotope Unit, and all the analytical results implemented here. And the results are selected olive oils from northern Greece, Peloponnese, and Crete, where actually anti-Ionian islands were analyzed and compared. Representative oil samples originating from northern Greece, Peloponnese, and Crete actually were analyzed in order to separate them geographically. Despite the small overlaps ranging from minus 31.5 per thousand to 30.5 per thousand, the carbon-13 isotope data indicates that the olive oil samples from Halkidiki can be distinguished from those derived from central and southern regions. On the other hand, the olive oil samples from central and southern Greece cannot be separated based on carbon-13 isotope. And following the analysis, the olive oil from the Ionian Islands may differ from those from the Peloponnese and from Crete Islands. They can be easily separated from each other using oxygen-18. This is because of the fact that the oxygen isotope is mainly affected by climate conditions as temperature and the amount of precipitation of each region. Therefore, this differentiation from the environmental data is justified and a division can be made between northern and southern olive oils. Following this analysis, we also implement a rare earth element analysis, and this actually helped us to acquire more valued information on this separation, that the geographical separation that we actually aimed to achieve with this work. And following the results, comparison of Greek olive oils with olive oils from Mediterranean countries, we actually expanded the analysis from samples from other countries as well. So in many Mediterranean countries, studies have been carried out based on the analysis of the isotopes carbon-13 and oxygen-18 with the aim of geographical mapping and origin of the olive cultivation area. This practice is quite widespread in Europe, as many olive oils are sold as European, but they come from other countries outside Europe, such as Morocco, Tunisia, and Turkey. Although all these countries are located in the Mediterranean, the isotopic values of carbon-13 and oxygen-18 differ as their climatic and geographical conditions are very different. The figure here shows that the variation of oxygen-18 in olive oils from different Mediterranean countries is significantly influenced by the climate of each region. Morocco, located in North Africa, has the highest oxygen-18 value than the rest, a fact expected as it has the highest average annual temperature and the lowest annual rainfall factors. that significantly affect oxygen isotope. The oxygen 18 values for the olive oil samples were measured from Greece are similar to those of Italy, Spain, and Turkey, which indicates the proximity of the climatic condition in these countries. Regarding carbon-13, all the above countries saw the same values, with the exception of Greece and Italy, was different to a small extent compared to the rest of the countries. Sorry. Therefore, Greece could be compared to Italy as they have a close latitude and longitude, and climatically they have similar conditions since they are both in the center of the Mediterranean basin. Geographically, they have a similar elongated shape that can be derived into 3 distinct regions: the north, the center, and the south. Also, both of these countries are weighted by the sea in their respective areas. So, finally, this work examined samples from olive oils that originated from various locations in Greece to detect potential impurities within them. Following an analysis, all samples were separated into groups. The analysis of oxygen-18 isotope demonstrated that the olive oils from the Ionian Islands are distinct from those of Peloponnese and Crete. This is because the oxygen isotope is primarily influenced by the temperature and precipitation levels in each region. As a result, this difference in environmental data justifies a classification into northern and southern olive oils. The oxygen-18 values of the olive oil samples were measured from Greece were compared to those from Italy, Spain, and Turkey. Regarding the carbon-13 values, all countries exhibit similar reading, except for Greece and Italy, which differ something from the others. This is the end from my first presentation. So I have another one. I need to just stop share and share again. That's correct?
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead.
Okay. Close this one. And the other one, again, it's on food product, and it is for wine. I don't see here. I don't see my screen here.
You have shared the screen is what is being displayed. I can see your desktop.
Okay, so I can open up the file that I want.
Yes.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Presentation mode. That's correct. So it's again the same methodology, and the same project involves also examination of the detection of what we actually do is to detect the adulteration and fraud in food products such as oil and vinegar. So it's pretty much the same methodology. So we actually here we have the same team, the same project funded by the European Union. It's a 2-year project. We also here examined stable isotopes in wine and tachetic acid, as well as lead and strontium isotopic signatures. So we have a small differences in methodology to determine the geographic analysis of wines and the acidicity of wine and vinegar. The stable isotopes here, the stable isotopes, carbon and hydrogen, are used internationally to record the adulteration of wine and vinegar. The isotope ratios of carbon are used to detect chaptalization and were measured using isotope ratio mass spectrometry. Differences in photosynthesis pathways mean that C3 plants such as grapevine contain less carbon-13 than C4 plants such as corn or sugarcane. The traces provides distinct traces of values for wines that are significantly different from those of cane and beet sugars. The methodology here that we used is the method of isotopic analysis of oxygen-18 in wine water is described by European regulations and forces the analysis of sample from the wine in a condition flow mass spectrograph. Ethanol, the ethanol of the wine is received again over European regulations, defined the whole methodology that we actually followed. The analytical techniques is stable additive analysis and SEMS ADXA analysis. In this work, we actually also identified soil samples because we wanted actually to compare the locations with where the wine is actually extracted from. And here is the methodology of the SEM analysis. We actually selected samples from soil samples from the locations that the wine is actually and vinegar is cultivated and developed. So this here is the instrumentation, how all this worked. And the results here, the results, the ADS spectral analysis of the studied soil samples from the MEO area revealed that the samples are relatively enriched in silica attributed to quartz, which is the major mineral phase of the soil. Apart from silicon, the calcium content is also elevated. This is due to the erosion of surrounding carbonate rocks. Chemical analysis also indicated the presence of aluminum and alkali metals, such as potassium. Aluminum might be ascribed to the existence of phytochemical minerals such as kaolinite or smerktite groups that are present in the soils of the related vineyards, while the presence of feldspar in the soils derives from the upstream sediments. And this can explain the potassium along with aluminum content in them. And here is the wine samples, the analysis of wine samples. To conduct a more comprehensive investigation of the vinegar isotopes, we collected 5 different wine varieties from various regions in Greece. And this table actually presents the average values of the results for oxygen 18 and carbon 13. You can see here. And here, actually, we demonstrate this figure that actually compares the values of carbon 13 of ethanols of wines, and with reference to the alcohol from beet and cane are given. The studies of international literature clarified the wines produced in Europe in 3 categories according to the climate of each country's own category. Greece is classified as a hot country, and the average value of oxygen 18 is expected to fluctuate in range values 3.x per thousand. The values of Greek studied wine varies between 1.1 and 5.3 per thousand, depending on the geographical location of the vineyard. The results show that the vineyard with the lowest oxygen 18 values located in northern Greece. The average value calculated ranks the area in countries with a mild climate, such as Italy and France. In the same way, the carbon 13 value of ethanol in wine ranges from minus 23.5 to minus 28.5. And oxygen 18 provides that the study wines correspond to authentic data. So these values of wine, ethanol, and water do not detect the presence of wine of a mixture of ethanol from carbon 13 and sulfur blends. Again, in this figure, we can see that actually these values of wine, ethanol, and water do not detect the presence of wine in these mixtures. And the carbon 13 against carbon 13, carbon 12 against carbon 13 underlines the botanical origin of photosynthetic fixation modes, but not give appreciable information on the geographical origin. So the vinegar samples, we analyze more of 30 samples of vinegar marker. In general, vinegar is obtained by different raw materials. As wine concentrated grape must, such as juice and cane molasses, but according to European regulation, vinegar is a product that is obtained only from the acetus fermentation of the grape. Thus, acetic acid cannot be obtained from either petroleum derivatives or synthetic acetic acid or the fermentation of sugars. In addition, vinegar cannot be produced from dried grapes or fruit juices diluted with water. So, in conclusion, this word actually examines stable isotopes of oxygen and in water, wine, carbon 13, and hydrogen in wine, ethanol, and acetic acids extracted from vinegar as a tool to detect the adulteration of wine and vinegar. Furthermore, lead and strontium isotoxin wires in soil indicate that it is possible to access a direct link between the lead strontium and the corresponding soil of lead strontium in order to detect the geographic and origin of wine. Many thanks for you that you listened to me. This is the end of my presentations. I will add my email in the chat for questions.
Thank you. Thank you for your presentation.
Thanks for giving me an opportunity to present my research papers in this conference. This is Saima Rumi and I am from Technoplex Institute of Technology and Science, Bhopal. My research topic name is Predicting Soil Fertility and Managing Crop in Agriculture with Machine Learning Techniques. Coming to my next slide, abstracts. In order to achieve these goals in this study aims to review the use of machine learning techniques in crop management and predict soil fertility properties in agriculture. The machine learning approaches can consist predicting the levels of phosphate, organic metals contents, and nutrient levels. This source of data includes soil compositions, historical yields, and climate trends. This projection will allow farmers to make better decisions on when to pick their crops, how much irrigation to dispense, and how much fertilizer to put on behind precision agriculture, which increase yields while leading to resource management and preserving the environment. Machine learning has grateful power to change agriculture's operations by describing recent achievements, current problems, and future opportunities. This study elucidates the research contributions that the data variation approaches will play in meeting modern agricultural needs. These are our research keywords: agriculture's other boost, extra tree classifier, soil fertility, predictions, nutrients in the soil, resilient farming, predictive modeling. Coming to my next slides, these are our research contents: introductions, objectives, literature review, methodologies, purpose solutions, modern constructions, training and validations, results and discussions, conclusion, reference. Coming to my next slides, introductions. Machine learning data analytics have become revolutionary tools in agriculture, especially when it comes forecasting important metrics like soil fertility. Soil fertility is required for agriculture's productivities and complex interactions of multiple physical, chemicals, and biological factors in the soil ecology govern soil fertility. Conventional techniques for measuring soil fertilities are labor-intensive, time-consuming, and have troubles in taking temporal and geographical soil variabilities into account. By using large datasets such as soil samples, environment variables, and agronomical practices to create predictive models, machine learning offers scalable substitutes. Real-time, high-resolution soil health monitoring is made possible by the interactions of IoT device and remote sensing, which features improving machine precision. Machine learning provides insight that standard statistical methods frequently overlooks by spotting including non-linear corrections and trends in variety of soil dataset. Coming to my next slide, objectives. To assess the accuracy and predictive skills of multiple machine learning systems of crop yield predictions, to identify the best suited machine learning methods for agriculture, including predictions of soil fertility management, etc. To using assembled methods like ADA-boost with extra classifiers and see if it is more suitable options for agriculture yield predictions compared to sustainable. To explore potential experimental directions of models developments that might include domain-specific knowledge and experience. To conduct collaborative research with stockholders to co-design AI solution. To evaluate how much machine learning agriculture affects society and policy. Coming to my next slide, literature reviews. This is the literature reviews, titles, and authors and publishers research gaps. Uh, Machine learning algorithm for soil analysis and classification micronutrients in IoT enables automated forms. Authors names TC Saiba ET. Publishers Journal of Nanometer research gaps limited explorations of on the integrations of IoT-based real-time data collections with machine learning methods. Also, the researchers review. Coming to my next slide, methodology data set. Data is collect relevant data on the crop types, soil properties, environmental factors, and crop yields using various sources like surveys, sensors, and satellite imagery. Pre-processing. Clean and transform raw data by handling missing values, features, engineering, scannings, and non-normalizations to improve model performance. Features, selections, and models trainings. You feature selections and model identify the important features and select appropriate machine learning algorithms, examples, linear regressions, classifications, and assemble approach for model training, model assessment, and hyperparameters tunings. Use measures such as accuracy and precision to assess the model's performance and use grid search or random search to optimize the hyperparameters. Validations and testing to make sure the models is dependable and durable in the real world situations available. It's using several datasets of through real world testing, integrations and monitoring. Integrate the trained models into the agriculture system, monitor its performance and continuously improve it is feedback loops from end user. Coming to my next slide. Uh, Hello, ma'am. Hello. Hello,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Hello. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Okay, ma'am. Here is the data sets, and a data set is the collect the relevant data on crop type, soil fertilities, environmental factors, and crop health using various sources like survey, sensors, and satellite. Pre-processing, pre-processing, clean and transform raw data by the handling missing values, feature engineering, scaling, and normalization of improved models performance. Pre-processing is the testing data and training data. Testing data, AdaBoost classifier. The AdaBoost classifier achieves the highest accuracy, 84.34%, followed closely by the extra-tree classifier, 84.06%, and random forest baselines, 82.69. The KNN means K-near neighbors classifier demonstrates competitive accuracy at 83.58%. The linear regression models perform poorly with the accuracy of 16.29%, while the lasso models moderate predictive with the R2 value 0.6. Naive Bayes the name bias classifier achieved the reasonable accuracy at the 76.11%, highly it is reliability. Coming to my next slide, proposed solutions, soil fertility predictions and crop management and data collections and predictive analytics, precision agricultural decision support systems and challenges. Coming to my next slide, the model constructions. In models, produce the precise forest cast machine learning models for soil fertility predictions use historical data, soil samples, and methodological patterns. It examines soil properties such as the pH, nutrient content, moisture, and organic matters. Drones, sensors, satellites, and Internet of Things device automated data collectives giving real-time insight into the soil conditions, crop health, and environmental aspects. Machine learning improves the precision agriculture by allocating resource optimizing through the automated monitoring system. Variable rate technologies and GPS-guided equipments to reduce the environmental impacts. Coming to my next slide, training and validations. Dataset preparation and splitting. The datasets prepared and divided into training and validation sets using statistical k-fold cross-validations to ensure imbalanced data representations. Model training evolutions, optimizations techniques, and real-world application and advanced agriculture decision making. Coming to my next slide, result and discussions. Result and discussion. Assemble techniques like the boost extra tree classifier more suitable for predictive agriculture productive than linear regressions models improved through the model tunings and feature engineering are recommendation machine learning algorithm varying in accuracy for crop prediction forecast. Coming to my next conclusion. Accurate the soil fertility forecast and efficient crop management techniques are made possible by the machine learning which transforming agriculture. Accurate assessments of soil health process optimizing and methodologies conventional agriculture techniques are made possible by utilization of large data sets and sufficient analytical tools. This research paves the way for resilient and sustainable global food systems by leveraging technology to solve critical agricultural challenges and ensuring terms food security. For more extensive worldwide application features, research should be focused on enhancing machine learning algorithms, including real-time sensing technology and resolving issues with data quality and interpretability. These are references. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. That was a wonderful presentation.
Hello, my name is Cholada Choidamrong. I'm a graduate student from the Department of Water Resource Engineering, Faculty of Engineering, Kasetsart University in Thailand. Today, I will have to present the title is Assessing Shoreline Change in the Face of Sea Level Rise Insight from Songkhla Tourism Beach, Thailand. For the introduction, coastal change due to the climate change and anthropogenic factor, and Songkhla is located in Thailand, has experienced severe erosion with some areas losing up to 60 meters of beach width over decades. And in this study, we will analyze historical change rate for long term by using disaster and assessment sea level rise effect under the SSP5 8.5 scenario on the CMIP6 model by Broom model. And the result will be the shoreline change assessment in 2030, 2050, and 2100. For the study area is Chalatach Beach, that located in Songkhla in Thailand. The range of beach is approximately 4.5 kilometers. And the beach is characterized as a sandy beach with a mean grain size of 0.27 millimeter and a slope of 10.29 degrees. For the data that used in the study, one is sediment size and beach slope that form the field surveys. 2. Satellite image from Google Earth and comprising 16 images taken between 2004 and 2024. 3. Mean significant wave height and mean significant wave period from ECMWF reanalysis file or ERA 5. 4 is Thai level is a highly Thai level data from Pattani Station and Songkhla Station that obtained from the Marine Department of Thailand. And 5 is the data of sea level rise prediction that were obtained from the IPCC. For the method, it's about shoreline change assessment due to historical change rate that will be analyzed using the digital shoreline analysis system or DSAS and its conjunction with a shoreline identification and tidal correction. For the DSAS is a tool in ArcGIS that used to analyze shoreline change. DSAS calculates the statistical value of shoreline change for each period time, and In this study, we will use the EPR value, is the shoreline change rate. It can calculate by dividing the distance between the oldest and the most recent shoreline position by the number of years between them. A positive value of the shoreline change rate indicates beach deposition, while a negative value indicates beach erosion. For the shoreline identification is determined by the boundary between water and land. In satellite image, the shoreline reflects its position at a specific point in time. Shoreline adjustment require knowledge of the time and sea level at which the satellite image was captured in order to align the shoreline with the mean sea level for accurate analysis. For the time and sea level of the satellite can be calculated by measuring the solar azimuth angle of the shadow in the image and entering the data to the website, and we will know the time that the picture was captured. And we will know the sea level rise, the sea level at the time of image captured by the hourly water level data from the nearest station. And next is the tidal correction. The tidal correction is adjust the water level to the mean sea level for accurate shoreline analysis system. If the water level in the satellite is the high water level is red line, and the shoreline must be adjusted by offset away to the land to the blue line to mean sea level. Conversely, if the water level is low water level, is a yellow line, the shoreline should be adjusted by offset toward to the land to the mean sea level line by the calculate the tidal equation as shown. For the shoreline change assessment due to sea level rise, we will using the Boone model to assessment the shoreline change due to sea level rise. By the principle of the Boone model is assume that the shoreline is in equilibrium, and as sea level rise impact the coastline, it is assumed that the volume of sediment erode equal the volume of the sediment deposit, maintaining a balance in the system. And this is the equation of the Boone model. The result and discussion. For the historical shoreline change assessment, the beach can be categorized into two zones based on erosion and deposition trend. The northern section experience erosion is red line, yellow line, and in the southern section show deposition is green line. For the northern section, the shoreline change at an average of minus 0.52 meter per year, and in southern section, the shoreline change at an average rate of 0.66 meter per year. And for the result of the shoreline change due to sea level rise by Boone model. In 2030, with beach loss 5.60 meter, and in 2050, with beach loss 12.87 meter, and in 2100, with beach loss minus 44.22 meter, as shown in the picture. The shoreline in 2030 is blue line, and 2050 is yellow line, and 2100 is red line. And we will see that in the red line in 2100 is the loss is eroded by the sea level rise. For the shoreline change due to both historical change rate and sea level rise, we will see that the increased erosion rate on erosion beach. Meanwhile, deposition beach are experiencing a decrease in the rate of shoreline deposition. So shoreline change have a significant impact on a human livelihood, especially in coastal tourism area. The project narrowing on beach by 2030 and 2050 will directly affect individual and business relying on beach activity. And by 2100, a critical scenario is expected where ongoing beach erosion could reach the load, disrupting transport and logistics for community in the affected region. So policymakers must adopt a comprehensive and long-term strategy focusing on the next 25 to 75 years to effectively address the urgent issue of coastal erosion. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. That was a wonderful presentation.
Hello, my name is Nathawan Supakar from Kasesa University. Today, I will present assessing causal variety of storm surge in Nakhon Si Thammarat, Thailand using multi-criteria analysis conducted with Sompathana with team. This presentation has 4 sections: introduction, detailed experimental result, and discussion, and conclusion. This is assessing vulnerable of coastal area to storm surge, particularly in Thailand, pose significant test. This is experimental to Nakhon Si Thammarat, Thailand, where storm surge natural disaster that occur alongside tropical cyclone cause sea level to rise, forming a water dome over the shoreline, damage to life and property as well as coastal erosion. The image on the left illustrates a normal situation where the image on the right depicts a storm scenario. Historical events like cyclone, Harriet, and tropical storm public highlight need for localized assessment to better inform in mitigation strategy. Research to assess the vulnerability of coastal area in Nakhon Si Thammarat province to storm surge by assessing multi-criteria to 5 key steps, which include the study area, data level of vulnerability, the weight value of each factor, and finally, coastal vulnerability index shown in the entire processor can you see in Pic 4. Our study area covers 25 sub-districts across 6 districts with shoreline of 250 kilometers and total area of 1,179 square kilometers. We use secondary data from agencies like Department of Marine and Coastal Resources, and use the satellite imaging from images from Google Earth. This data includes beach type, evolution, coastal structure, storm surge type, population density, and then use. Vulnerability is classified into 4 levels: low, moderate, high, and very high. The weight value assigned to each factor are calculated using the multi-criteria analysis. This method highlights the significance of each variable and more critical factor receiving higher weight value as summarized in table 3. The CAV was calculated by multiple factor weight with their vulnerable level, summing the research and normalize them in determine the overall vulnerability. Now, we are moving to the new topic. It means in our analysis of the type, sandy beach show
high vulnerable due to erosion, while metaphors are very vulnerable due to their unsustainable nature. Darker cliff, on the other hand, exhibit low mobility. Next, evolution play a crucial role in mobility, which area about 205 meters, reading very high, which interestingly is no moderate and low vulnerability zone were identified based on evaluation. Most coastal area with protected structure, placing them at very high vulnerability region with coastal structure offer some protective but temporary structure proving limited. By harsh storms like Lemon exhibit very high vulnerability to storm surge, while region further from storm path show below. Population density significantly influences vulnerability. Area with low population density are less vulnerable, and there with high density face getting rich due to crowding. Land use affect vulnerability study area fusion from biodiversity face very high risk, and the devolution area are relatively safe. The storm surge vulnerability map highlight area with significant risk due to population density and structural upset. Most from the coastal is categorized as having high vulnerability. In summary, 80.65% of coastal line is high vulnerability. Effective coastal management plan and are essential, including protective structure and prioritize conservation zone to safeguard resource and community.
Thank you, ma'am. That was a wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
Hi again. Today, actually, we will explore the effect of the parameter selection on the success and AI assisted face recognition system. And my name is Serkan from Siemens R&D Center in Istanbul, Turkey. The other author is Mustafa Kaya from Fırat University Technology Faculty in Elazığ. We will discuss why parameter selection is crucial is optimizing performance of the facial recognition system. We will guide you through our finding and discuss the implementation for AI and facial recognition technologies. Okay. Yeah, the content is include what's the problem in the face recognition system and our proposal, material and method, result and discussion. Actually, first we will identify the core problem. Actually, our research addresses, and then we will present our proposal and then discuss the material and methods, and as you know, the result obtained from our research. And finally, we will discuss about the overall, actually. So what's the problem? Actually, the face recognition system is include, for example, this process starts with the image capturing, following the face detection, like this, for example, and then feature extraction, face recognition, and finally verification and identification. Firstly, there are a lot of problem actually in this process. The first, there are high false positive rates in the real world scenarios. The system can be affected by various and environmental conditions, such as lightning and just an occlusion. This occlusion is the important actually for this case. The another thing is hardware and software limitation also play a role in the handling large data sets effectively, as you know. The other thing is this algorithm require optimization and handle complex scenarios without compressing the real-time performance. The traditional methods struggle with the towards real-time or real-world variations, which can lead to reduce actually reliability and the accuracy. Accuracy is the important for the facial recognition system actually. Yeah, the other thing, yes, the parameter selection. With the challenge in the face recognition system, especially we focus on the critical issue in the parameter selection. The process, the performance of this system is heavily influenced by the various parameters, like the feature extraction methods, distance calculation methods, and the number of image used for the compression in the dataset, as you know. Wrong choice can negatively affect the accuracy and speed for the overall the face recognition system. So, as you see, this is the face detection process. The first pieces or first section. This is the training the face detection model like the by YOLO architecture. For example, we are collecting or gathering the data, and we are labeling. Then we are creating a model, and we are doing the optimization, and then we are training this model with the data. And end of this process, the face detection model is existing actually. Then the face detection model is extracting the face in the second phase actually. Then extracted face, we have to extract the feature, like the face feature vector actually. Yes. In this case, we have created the setup for this. As you know, we are using the Windows 11. You can see the workstation information in this. And we implement the AI framework with the YOLO and PyTorch libraries for face detection, and Keras and Vgig face libraries for the face recognition phase. Our study evaluated the various distance calculation methods like the, for example, breakers, cambers, stiblock, cosine similarity, Euclidean, Euclidean, etc. and then performance in terms of the speed and accuracy were assessed using these methods, actually. The main topic, actually, we have two topics for the optimization these cases. The first, we aim to analyze and select the most effective feature extraction methods, included the ResNet 15, SNet 15, and VGG 16, actually. We also evaluated different distance calculation methods, as I say before page. And furthermore, we investigate the impact of the number of image per target on the system accuracy and generalization for the face detection and recognition. Actually, both them, these methods actually are designed to refine parameter selection, overall the efficiency of the AI assisted face recognition system. And we are going to result. Yeah. The firstly, feature extraction base model, as I say, the ResNet, SNet, and VGG model. You can see on the chart, the all models were evaluated. The ResNet 15 models is the most suitable model for the speed and distance. Distance is the important for the better recognition for the face, actually. But the ResNet 15 is the most suitable model for the face recognition system, especially for our case. The other result is related to distance similarity algorithm. We have the 7 algorithm for the distance similarity for the 2 image on the vector space. Actually, the best performance is the cosine algorithm, actually. You can see the FPS value and the distance, actually. Distance is important because when we compare the image on the vector space, we have to calculate the distance from each image on the vector space, actually. And you can see the cosines algorithm is the best algorithm for the face recognition, especially the recognition system. The number of images is the important for this case because for example, in the dataset, we can add a lot of image or single image for the comparison input and dataset image. You can see the best performance is the 5 image. When we add the 5 image in the dataset, we are getting the best performance for the face recognition system. You can see the cosinus distance similarity for the, for example, 5 image. You can see the 0.13. If your distance is lower, the better performance. It means that actually. So when the paper published, you can find a lot of information on this paper. If you have any question, you can easily reach me with the QR code. This is the email address. I am checking the notes. That's all from my side. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. That was a wonderful presentation.
My presentation is about party autonomy in European private international law. And as an introductory remark, I would like to mention that party autonomy has 2 different aspects in PIL. Basically means the right of the parties to designate their the forum, the court, which can deal with their legal dispute. And also, the other aspect is the choice of the applicable law. So they can also decide which law is applicable to their relationship. In the paper that will be most hopefully published, only the second aspect is further discussed. And why EU? It is very important, and you should be aware of that the EU is very active in harmonization of different matters in relation to PIL. We have a specific EU legislation on jurisdiction, also recognition and enforcement of foreign court decisions, but also there are different regulations on applicable law. And if you see the list here, you will see that, well, basically almost all parts of PIL are regulated by the EU, except persons and property rights, which are pretty much uniform in the different national legislations. There is a difference, however, that some of the regulations are generally applicable in all the member states, except Denmark, which is for unknown reasons are out of the so-called juridical cooperation. And there are others which are applicable only in member states participating in a so-called enhanced cooperation. But basically, the meaning of these regulations is that in all member states, the courts and other forums must determine the applicable law on the basis of these regulations, ignoring their eventual national legislation. Okay, so let's see what is new then. The first thing is that party autonomy has been existing since centuries, but formerly the application was limited to contracts. So in international contracts, this right has been given a long time ago to the parties to determine the applicable law to their contracts. Now, as a result of the EU harmonization method, it is extended to other areas. So almost everywhere we can find rules establishing the right for the parties to say what law we want. But on the other hand, we should also notice that the right to determine the applicable law is generally given, but there are very strict limitations in some cases, which we will see right now. So the first limitation is what we call lawyers as absolute and relative choice. The absolute choice means that if there is an applicable law chosen by the parties, it will replace in its entirety the otherwise applicable law. However, in some of the cases, the European legislation introduces a so-called relative choice method, which means that in certain cases, it is not possible to overwrite the mandatory provisions of the otherwise applicable law. There are two examples here. Well, you can read about them in the paper. I would just note the second one, the internal market clause, which means that if the parties' relationship is connected to one or more, mostly connected to one or more EU member states, the choice of the law of a third country would not override the mandatory provisions of EU legislation, which is, I think, a very important limitation. The next issue is the so-called express and implied choice. It simply means that in contract law originally, it was admitted that there is a possibility for the parties to make an implied choice, which means that it's not declared expressis verbis what they want, but just you can derive it from the different circumstances or the other terms of the contract. So now this method is maintained for contracts and non-contractual obligations. However, in other affairs like succession or family law, there are some requirements for the written form. Even it is said in the relevant regulation that the parties should put it in writing, should sign, and should put a date, which is quite a unique solution, I guess. The third limitation, well, it's not really a limitation. It's I would rather say it's a new possibility that in some matters EU law recognizes a so-called unilateral choice, which means that it's not based on the parties' common will, but the applicable law can be determined by one of the parties concerned. The basic example is the succession regulation, where it is the potential testator that may unilaterally designate the applicable law, which is I think, a reasonable solution, because when he still lives, you cannot know who will be the successors. So he's individually on the position to decide. Okay, the next one, the range of laws to be chosen. We can say generally that for contracts and non-contractual obligations, there are no real limitations. It means that the parties may choose a law which doesn't even have any connection with their relationships, so this is still the case. However, the so-called relative choice principle may be kind of a limitation on this aspect. In the respect of the other relations, it is a common thing that there are limitations in the sense that the parties may choose only among or between or from specific laws of countries they are connected to on the basis of nationality or habitual residence or other aspects. Okay, the next thing, what about choosing several laws? It's called in PIL dépeçage, using the French term. It simply means that normally in the contractual relationships, you can say that one part of your contract is subject to one national law and the other part is subject to another one. This is still the case. So the EU law maintained this possibility. However, in the other, this is good for contracts, but in the other regulations, this option is not given. So either they are silent, or, for example, the succession regulation is explicitly declares that if there is a law chosen by the person, it is governing the whole succession. So what are our conclusions? The first one is that in the European Union's PIL, the application of party autonomy is now possible in basically all areas of private international law, which is a very significant change. The other thing is that, which is the result of this, that now when we researchers and scholars are discussing party autonomy, it should be done in the general part and not exclusively for contracts. And the third thing is that we have to deal with these very important limitations and very important different characteristics, which still requires a deeper analysis, because these legislations are relatively new. So we don't really have sufficient court practice or whatever. But evidently, if there is a new structure to follow, a new structuration, we have to deal with this matter accordingly and taking into consideration this very important development. So this is it for my side. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Thank you for your presentation.